Hello and welcome back, my people. You're listening to the Introverted Nerd Watches. I'm Reese, and I am back for Black Lightning. And for this episode, I watched Season 2, Episode 8, The Book of Rebellion, Chapter 1, Exodus. We're just gonna keep going with these long-ass titles. So yeah. This was an episode. This is the episode before the mid-season finale. So one more episode this half season, and then we're going on to I don't know how many episodes there are left. I believe there's only 13 episodes. So this is episode 8. Where the mid-season finale is episode 9, and then we have 4 episodes after that. That seems kind of a weird way to cut off the season, but I'm not complaining. Well, I am complaining, but I'm not going to continue to complain because whatever. So, yeah. Jennifer's on the run. She and Khalil are lovers on the run, and everybody's looking for them, and that is what this whole episode was about. I don't like Khalil. I am slowly hating Anissa more and more each episode. So this this isn't a whole lot of fun for me right now. Tobias is the light of my life in this episode. He brightens my day with his anti-blackness. He's just on fire in every single episode. He really does light up. He makes every episode that he's in more enjoyable. So yeah, I didn't hate this episode, but I didn't really like it that much. I like the emergence of Jennifer's powers. I don't like the reason that they've come. I don't like her powers being so attached to Khalil. Just anything to do with Khalil, unless Tobias is insulting him, I'm not interested. I need him to be gone 5 episodes ago. I'm not interested in him. So yeah, but we'll go through it. Every bad wig and every just Tobias insult at a time. So yeah, before I get into all of the nitty gritty though, you should subscribe to the podcast. Every week is not like this. I promise you. I promise I like things, and I don't. I think I sound kind of defeated right now, and I don't mean to sound that way. I'm serious. This was not a terrible episode. There have been worse episodes of this show. Of Black Lightning. So yeah, I'm not complaining that much. So yeah, subscribe. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. It's even on iHeartRadio and Spotify. So go to all those places, click the subscribe button. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave me a 5-star rating and review, because that would be really nice. And I like to get, nice messages from people. It makes me feel good. I like praise. I like people to praise me at all times. So, yeah, do that for me. And, you'll get the new episode as soon as it drops every single week. And that's what you want, right? You want me in your ears immediately, every week. As soon as the episode comes out, you want to hear me talk about it. So It's kind of late, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm being kind of ridiculous. It's a bit late for me. But anyway, so let's get into chapter 1 of the Book of Rebellion, Exodus. So yeah, Jennifer and Khalil are on the run. These dummies. First of all, they they left in the last episode with in a convertible, cruising down the street. They're running away from their families and their problems. Khalil just left his mom all wide open to be attacked and didn't warn her about anything. The Pierces have put out a missing persons report for Jennifer. So her face is plastered everywhere. Khalil is already wanted for, I believe, murder. So yeah, these two running away together is the worst possible thing that they could have done. Their faces are everywhere. They will be all over the news. I mean, if we're going to live in a world where we pretend like people care when Black girls go missing, then in this world, they do care that Jennifer, a Black girl, has gone missing. And they're searching for her. And Henderson has like put aside his beef with Jefferson in order to search for Jennifer. So good for everybody. Everybody's coming together in the search for Jen. So yeah, Jen and Khalil, they need money. So Khalil, not being the brightest bulb, decides to go to one of the places that he collects money for Tobias, and he decides to do to try to fake a collection so that he and Jen will have some money to keep going. But he is obviously a dumbass, because it's like, you already know Tobias is searching for you. He had search parties out for you already. So you decide to go to one of Tobias' collection places. And of course, these guys already know that, first of all, you're there early. He tried to lie and say that he's collecting early because Tobias changed collection day to Tuesday. And the dude there was like, nah, bro. We already know Tobias is looking for your black ass, and he has a $100,000 bounty on his head. And these guys want that $100K, so they take the guns out, and it's actually a pretty cool fight scene. And I'm like, Khalil, where was all this last week? Where was this last week where you were hiding and where you were calling Jen, hiding under the stairs in an alleyway? Like, where was all this fighting, all of this that he was doing in this episode? I mean, my dude was hopping around in this room like it was a goddamn video game. And it's like, okay, last week you're like shivering behind a couple trash cans waiting for Jennifer to come get you, and this week you were just you're a fucking superhero. So yeah, I hate him. I really do hate him. So yeah, he gets the money and he runs out of the place, but he starts a fucking shootout. Everybody's shooting at him. Jennifer's out in the car by herself with no warning, and she has to help him, and she ends up like putting out this releasing like this blinding like ball of energy into the sky, and it gives Khalil cover so that he can run to so they can get away. And and thankfully Jennifer is the smart one in this situation, and she calls him out like, yo, what the hell were you doing? How could you not tell me that there was a possibility that you could get into a shootout? Like, dude, come on. It's just like, you're trying to remain, you're on the run. Getting into shootouts where the police could get called is like not the brightest idea in the world. But nobody ever accused Khalil of being smart. He was an athlete. Like he knew even before he got shot and paralyzed. He knew that his way out was not his brains. It was his it was his athletic ability. Nobody ever said that Khalil was a smart guy. So consistency. That's all I ask for. The show is being consistent with Khalil's stupid character. So while they're, they run out, they have to switch cars. And when they do, Jennifer tells Khalil that she wants to call her parents, just to let them know that she's okay. And Khalil flips out. Like, my dude yells at Jennifer. Like, it was some straight up, like, Ike Turner shit. Like, he's yelling at her like, yo, I said no. When, she keeps saying that she wants to call her parents, she needs to call them. And he's like, I said no, Jennifer. And like, he got bass in his voice. He raised his voice. He even raised his hand like he was about to backhand her. And I'm like, see, nope. No. Like, that's like, he was done for me before. He is like extra well done, burnt now. Like, I don't want Jennifer to have anything to do with him. He's just terrible. Like, Jennifer, they end up going to his aunt's house. And I actually appreciate Khalil's aunt, because when he knocks on the door, she actually kind of ignores him and talks to Jennifer, like asks her if she's okay, because on the news it says that he kidnapped Jennifer. Obviously we know that didn't happen, but the aunt was like, yo, did you kidnap this girl? And she's talking directly to Jennifer, like, is he doing something to you? Like, is he forcing you to be here? And Jennifer lets her know that that's not the case. He didn't kidnap her. She's there willingly. But I appreciated the aunt that was just like, no, this girl is the main concern here. Fuck with this. You're my nephew. I love you and everything. But no, I'm not going to have this. Like, you're not going to kidnap and abuse girls, on my watch. So shout out to Black women for looking out. So yeah, Khalil apologizes to Jennifer for snapping on her. Like, the aunt lets them stay, and Khalil tells her that he's sorry, and he tries to explain it away, like why he snapped on her, and he says it's basically because of the abuse that he suffered from Tobias, like the beatings and shit that he took from Tobias. And we get this moment where Jennifer where she tells him he tells her it'll never happen again, and she basically says it better not, and she tells him that if he ever does anything like that again, she'll light his ass up. And it is like this like power moment for Jennifer. Like, she says that, and that she can do it. That Jennifer is going to be fine. But I don't, having this girl have to threaten her boyfriend with physical violence, just, it's not great to me. I don't like it. It's not, that's what they want me to like this relationship, but making Jennifer tell her boyfriend that she's going to light his ass up, while it is, this female empowerment moment that she can take care of herself, is also like, no, I don't want to watch. Like, that's not fun. That's not good to me. That's not that's not real power to me. For her, I mean, I'm already having problems with how much her powers, the onslaught of her powers, is tied to her emotions and Khalil. So having this is just like, no, like, it's not great to me. Like, yeah, girl power. Jennifer is stronger than her boyfriend. She can actually light his ass up if she needs to, but it's not. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So she does end up calling Anissa, Khalil gives her a phone and she ends up calling Anissa. And a little later in the episode, Jennifer, I'm just going to do the whole Jennifer and Khalil thing. So Jennifer is cutting Khalil's hair because, obviously having those big stupid dreads, he needs a good disguise. He needs to, he needs his look to change. And she's cutting his hair. And he tells her that he stopped taking the regeneration pills so his hair won't grow the way it had been for him to get those dreads so fast. And I'm wondering if we're leading to a Khalil deterioration story, like a physical deterioration. He's not taking the regeneration pills. I don't know exact. The only thing we know for sure that it did is it made his hair grow really fast. But there had to be more to the regeneration pills than just, having his hair grow at a rapid rate. It had to be more important than that. So I'm wondering, since he stopped taking those pills, are we going to see Khalil slowly deteriorating, like physically? Is he going to lose his ability to walk again? Like, I feel like something like that is about to come on, because I don't think that we are going to I just get the feeling with Khalil that he's done a little too much to be a redeemed character, and that he can't be a good guy now. His power comes from Tobias or whatever the ASA did to him. So I just don't think that he can be like a superhero. And he's not he's not quite a villain anymore. So, and he's already killed somebody. So he's already wanted for murder. Like, Khalil's got real problems. So I don't feel like Khalil is long for this world, whether it's death or whether he's just going to run away without Jennifer. He is not going to be around for a long time, or maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Whichever, as long as he's not around, it doesn't really matter to me. They do joke about Jen cutting her hair. He tells Jen that she should cut her hair too, because it's just a weave, and she lets him know that her weave is expensive and that it ain't happening, and he should just stop with that line of thinking. It was kind of funny. And there's another moment where it's like, yeah, Jennifer's really the boss here, like, girl, like, she's the strong one, she can really like hurt him, so he better shut up, which, whatever. So what happens? Tobias gets a bounty hunter, basically a bounty hunter named Cutter, and she shows up. Cutter, I love her. She is great. We'll talk about her in full when I get to Tobias, but I love her. She has a septum piercing. I believe she has like purple or green hair or something like that. Whatever. She has like she just has a wild look. I really like her look. And so she shows up at Khalil's aunt's house and she tries to pose as a cop. And I'm like, the aunt is like, now girl, it is too early for Halloween. And we both know you ain't no damn cop. And I'm looking at her. She's wearing like a leather vest or a leather bustier or something like that. She looks good. Like, Cutter's a good looking woman. I'm attracted to her. But she ain't nobody's cop. And I'm like, why would you even say that? Why wouldn't you just say, hey, I'm a friend of Khalil's, he called me, or something like that? Like, anything else. Cutter, you are not a cop. But anyway, we get another really good fight scene. Cutter is badass with her knives. She's just throwing knives all over the place, fucking Khalil up, slamming him down on tables and everything. And Jennifer is not even like, Cutter is so quick with her knife. She like pins Jennifer to a wall with like 10 knives around her head. Is really good. So luckily for Khalil, Black Lightning and Thunder show up. They get Cutter off of him, and while Black Lightning and Thunder are, fighting Cutter, Khalil and Jennifer run away again. These two. So they run away. They figure out that Khalil has like a tracking device from Tobias in the back of his head. Jennifer thought it was like it's like a lump in the back of his head, and Jennifer's telling him he needed to get it checked out because she thought it was cancer. But she eventually figures out that it's a tracking device, and she wants to cut it off of his head, but Khalil's like, nah, no, we're not doing that. You're not putting a knife to my head. But then he trusts her to use her powers to like short out the tracking device. And I'm like, wait, what? You don't want her to take a knife to try to cut this little thing out of your head, but you're letting the girl that can barely control her powers, you see her try to practice a little bit, and she's setting her whole goddamn hand on fire. And he's like, yeah, I trust you to use your powers. I don't trust you to use a fucking knife. Like, come on. Like, Khalil's not smart. I'll keep saying that. He keeps proving that he is not a smart guy. But she eventually disables the tracking device, but Cutter actually cuts Khalil. So she tells Tobias later in the episode that cutting him is how she's going to track him. So apparently, like, her cut is like something special. Like, cutting with one of her knives is something special, and she can track somebody by doing that. So yay to them. Jennifer and Khalil get away. They actually hide under like they do a good job hiding, and nobody can catch them. And they get away until the next episode. Who knows where they're going? I want this to be over kind of quick. I don't want to watch them on the run every week because yeah, I don't want to watch them on the run. It's not fun to me. At least for this episode, I didn't like it. I like Cutter though. So I want Cutter to catch Khalil. That's like the thing that I want. I want Cutter to catch him. Cutter, my new favorite. Like, out of nowhere, Cutter, my new favorite. So, let's go to the Pierces. The Pierces, Anissa, Gamby, all them. So Anissa, Jeff, Lynn, and Jeff brings Lynn and Anissa to Gamby's like hideout. He's back into their, the Bat Cave with them. And, things are so bad that Lynn is like hugging Gamby. And I'm like, what? Like, since when does Lynn fuck with Gamby like that? But whatever, tough times. People get over their shit. Henderson got over his for Jennifer. Lynn getting over hers. Or maybe Lynn was just drunk. Lynn has been on the drink like heavy lately. So maybe she's just drunk right now. She doesn't, she forgot that she hates Gamby. But, yeah. But Anissa is in her feelings, and, she just got a fucking attitude just throughout most of this episode. And I'm like, fuck you, Anissa. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's what my notes say. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out. Just all over my notes. I'm just like, oh my God, if she doesn't shut up, I hate her. I really do. I just, like, I really don't like Anissa right now. And so she's telling Gamby he has no idea what he put them through. And it's like, Anissa, shut up. And then Anissa, when they're talking, like trying to figure out where Jen might have gone, who the boy is that Jennifer is with, Anissa finally reveals that Jennifer is with Khalil, and that she saw the text messages that Khalil was sending her, and she told Jen to stay away from him. And Jefferson is not happy about that. He tells Anissa that she should have told them, and because obviously Khalil's dangerous. He works with Tobias. He attacked the school. He killed him. Stuff that Anissa knows already. And it's just, I don't know. Anissa just doesn't have good judgment. I don't know why anybody trusts her judgment. They also give her the worst dialogue. So, after everybody is like, they're out looking for Jennifer. After Jennifer calls, Anissa is who the call is to. And so while Anissa and Jefferson go to, they go to the place, the club that Khalil went to collect the money. And because that's where Gamby told him that's the last place that she was seen. And so Jeff, this is actually funny. Jeff and Anissa go there and they're asking the guys like, yo, did you see Khalil with, a girl such and such, blah, blah, blah. And one of the dudes stands up and is like, yo, I don't snitch. We ain't telling you shit. And Anissa picks him up, throws the dude across the counter, and they look to another guy. Jeff looks to another guy. And he's like, do you snitch? And the guy spills all the tea. He's just like, yo, his name is Khalil. He's such and such height. He was with this girl. They're in they're in a convertible car. It's blue. He gives them all the information. The only thing he didn't tell them was the only piece of information that he didn't have was the license plate number to the car. And it was hilarious. And one of the other dudes was like, yo, like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, no, they are not doing that to me. I'm not taking no beating for Khalil. So yeah, that was funny. And so while they're there, Jennifer makes the call to Anissa. And this is like, is this bad writing or why do they hate Anissa so much? So when Anissa picks up the phone, Jennifer is like, hey, Harriet, it's me. And Anissa, in front of all these guys that are, that they know work for Tobias, that are a part of the 100 gang, she's like, Jennifer? She says Jennifer's name no less than 10 times, just repeatedly saying Jennifer's name. And it's like, how are you in a room full of people, a room full of your enemies saying Jennifer's name, but Jennifer, who's the only person she's with is Khalil, and I don't even think Khalil is in the room at the time when she's making the phone call, and she only calls her Harriet. She does not say Anissa's name once. So it's like, what are you doing? It's just, Anissa's just so bad at her job. It's like, come on, girl. Like, be smarter. You're supposed to be smart. But no, she continuously says Jennifer's name. And they try to get Gamby to trace the call, but he can't do it. Jennifer hangs up before they can get a signal. And so, Anissa and Jefferson split up. Anissa goes back to the Batcave with Gamby, and she gets on Gamby's case again. She confronts Gamby about being alive and all the secrets that he keeps. And then she has the nerve to bring up, to connect like his lie about being dead to, what about the lie you told about being a member of the ASA? And what about the lie you told about knowing Tobias was alive? What about all those lies? And I want Gamby to slap her or just, I want anybody to slap the shit out of her, because it's like, yo, Anissa, like, who are you? Like, who the fuck are you to have this kind of attitude? Gamby has been the one she can depend on the most. So what is she mad about? She, when she leaves her parents' house, bitch don't have no money, no place to go. Where does she go? To stay with fucking Gamby. So like, who are you to say anything to Gamby? And I was happy that Gamby was like, yo, what about you lying about your Robin Hood routine to your father? And I helped you out with that. Like, what about all that? And this is, all stupid. Like, that's different. It's like, bitch, how is it different? How is it different? How are your lies different than Gamby's? He may have told more lies, but you were lying to Jefferson too. Like, you are a liar as well. So sit your ass down and shut up. Oh, she is just so annoying. And her self-righteous, like, ugh. I'm disgusted by her. Like, I'm so sorry. I hate her. I really do. So, and even after, like, her attitude immediately changes. She tells Gamby, like, thank you for protecting us. Like, this is all within, like, the same scene. Her attitude changes. She says, thank you for protecting us. And then she tells him that, they're all family, but they need to find Jen because they're not a family without her, blah, blah, blah. But then the thing that she says that really set me off is that she tells Gamby that she knows that he was the one looking out for them in the woods. So she saw the drone. She saw Gamby's drone. So it was like, okay, you knew he was alive then. You knew that was Gamby out there protecting you. So what the fuck were you mad about? If you knew Gamby was alive, like, what was all this confrontation about? I don't I don't get it. Why? She's the worst. I hate her. Like, Anissa can't be the moral compass on the show. First of all, the woman as an actress cannot handle. She just can't handle it. The actress or the character can't handle it. She is not the beacon of morality that that they think she is, or that I just can't with her. So while Anissa is being an asshole, Jeff goes home. Lynn is at home drinking that brown liquor, getting drunk again. And she's so upset that she goes to Jennifer's room. She's just, at her wit's end. And she doesn't know what to do. She goes to Jennifer's room looking for any clue, and she ends up just destroying her room, pulling out her drawers, messing up her closet, all the clothes in her closet and everything. And that's how Jeff finds her, and, they hug it out. Lynn sleeps off the alcohol she's been drinking. And so the next morning, Anissa is at their house again. What happened to Anissa getting her own place? Anissa being an adult, like, what happened to all that? Yeah, that's old shit now. So whatever. So Jeff and Anissa are outside of Jennifer's room, and they're talking, and Jeff brings up again that Anissa should have told them what happened. And Anissa gets mad. Jeff denies, that he's, blaming her for Jennifer's disappearance or Jennifer's running away. But, he's kind of blaming her. Well, he's putting some of the blame on her, and but Anissa snaps, and she blames her parents for never letting Jen out of the house and treating her like a prisoner and a freak. And she tells him that all his quotes and phone check-ins were just too much, and that he is the reason that Jennifer ran away, and he drove Jennifer away the same way he drove Anissa away. And then this chick has the nerve. She says all that, and then she has the nerve to turn around and go into her old room and slam in the door. It's like, wait, Anissa, do you live here? Like, you don't own shit around here. Get the fuck out of my house. You can't, like, you gonna talk to me like that about my daughter? You can get out. You're an adult. Like, what happened to all of that? I'm an adult. Like, oh. So anyway, let me just talk about that for a second. All the shit that Anissa said. This is complicated because it's almost like they forgot that Anissa forgot that Jennifer was floating above her bed, floating and glowing above her bed earlier in the season, like more than once. That's how uncontrollable her powers were up until that point. So it just wasn't her going back to school before she could control her powers. It was never an option. Now, Jefferson and Lynn, we didn't see most of this stuff. We knew that that Jennifer couldn't leave the house and all that. But the phone check-ins and all that, we never saw any of that. We never. And, Jefferson tells Anissa, like, yo, we were trying to protect her. But it's like, no, you're not just trying to protect Jennifer. I mean, obviously, the main concern is protecting Jennifer. But if Jennifer can't control her powers at any point, it's dangerous for all of them. Like, her not being able to control her powers in public for any reason is a danger to the entire family. So this, I don't know, just I'm not feeling the whole, Jennifer was being treated like a freak and all that. It never came across like that to me, but that's what the show is telling us. So I guess, but I've been clear that I'm no fan of the way Jeff and Lynn parented Jennifer. I felt like they ignored a lot of her emotional issues and just everything built up. So if you want to talk to me about that, that's fine. But the whole, we're homeschooling her and all that, that doesn't, pass with me. That doesn't fly with me. So yeah. And the ending to all that is that Khalil's mom goes to Lynn's house and she tells Lynn about where the aunt lives, and that's obviously she knows that's she says if Khalil is smart, that's the place he'll go. She knows her son ain't smart, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. So this is one of the times Khalil was right. He went to his aunt's house. So Tobias, the light of my life, the love of my my favorite character on this show. So Tobias goes to Khalil's mom's apartment. He my dude is sitting in the dark, somehow reading, maybe he can see in the dark, but he has a Moby Dick out. He tells her that it's his favorite book. Yeah. So she, Tobias, not Tobias, but Khalil's mom, I don't know what his mom's name is. I called her Mama Khalil in my notes. So Mama Khalil is like, so you here to kill me? And Tobias is like, girl, no. I got principles. I got a strict no mama rule. And I'm like, Tobias already said that. He told us that last season, so he's sticking to it. And he tells her, he wants her to call Khalil and get a hold of Khalil. And she's like, no, she doesn't know how to reach Khalil. And even if she did, she wouldn't tell Tobias. And Tobias tells her to tell Khalil to keep his thick lips shut because he knows too much about his business. And I'm like, God damn, Tobias. To his mama, like, we really telling him to keep his thick lips shut? Like, oh, come on. But, I mean, that's the least of it. Like, telling him to keep his thick lips shut is better than, him killing her ass. So she can't say anything about it. And after she tells him that she wouldn't tell him, where Khalil is, even if she knew, Tobias tells her that he respects that, and he calls her a strong woman. And when he's walking out at the door, he turns around and he says, how the hell did you raise such a weak ass son? And I'm like, damn. Tobias, just every week, Khalil is just his punching bag. He hates Khalil. And I love it. I love every second of it. Every insult that he throws Khalil's way, I'm like, yes, Tobias. I love every second of it. Um, so Tobias needs a friend. Um, he goes back home to his penthouse. He is once again sitting in the dark in front of his chessboard, playing chess by himself. Um, and with a picture, not a picture, but a painting of his sister Tori on the wall, and he is talking to that painting. And I'm like, okay, is Tobias going crazy? Like, what's the deal with that? Like, what's the whole deal with Tobias talking to his sister's painting? Um, and so he's having a whole ass conversation, and he can hear her answering back to him. I mean, luckily we're not looking at the painting talking, but Tobias is hearing her, and he's telling her how he failed because he didn't make Khalil and Lightning enemies, and he couldn't do that because Khalil is weak. And Tori is answering back, at least from the part of Tobias's conversation that we can hear. Tori responds to all that as Tobias has been too nice, and he's stubborn. And so he tells her that he should have known that he couldn't trust Khalil because you can't trust a Negro as far as you can throw them. It just keeps going with him. It's like, damn, there's nobody else in the room. Like, he's talking to himself, and he's still like, the anti-blackness is just like, he can't get over it. So he tells Tori that he's going to be making changes, and that from now on he's basically going to stop being so nice. Now, we ain't never seen Tobias be nice, but Tobias, who is who's going to stop being nice, is a scary ass Tobias. So he makes a call to Cutter, the bounty hunter, or maybe she's an assassin. Either or, she probably does both. And she walks in with her fine self, and she says, I thought you didn't hire black folks. And Tobias is like, no, just thick. He says no, it's just the thick-lipped, incompetent donkeys like the one he's hiring her to find that he doesn't fuck with. And I'm like, God damn. Just thick-lipped, incompetent donkeys? Come on, Tobias. And I also like Cutter because she's not afraid of Tobias. She gives her she sees the painting of Tori, and she gives her the condolences, and Tobias is like, yeah, just yesterday she was telling me that I was too stubborn. And she looks at him like, nigga, what? Like, I thought she was dead. And Tobias sort of ignores that, and he starts talking to her about how he wants her to find Khalil. He needs her to find him alive. He needs her to bring him back alive. And Tobias says something to her, and she's like, you know what? I'm not scared of your pale ass. And he tells her, she's like, I'm not scared of your pale ass. If you're so worried about it, why can't you do it yourself? And he tells her that he's an upstanding citizen now, and he can't fuck around like that anymore. So, Cutter goes, and she finds Khalil. They have that fight, and then she calls Tobias on the phone, and she's pissed because she's like, yo, why didn't your Casper the Ghost ass tell me that metas were also looking for Khalil? She was just, I'm like, oh shit, we got somebody up here calling Tobias' name. She's insulting him at every turn. And I'm like, yes, Cutter, thank you for not being scared. And I love her. I want her to be around more. I need her to be like a permanent, like Tobias's like right-hand woman. So yeah, Cutter for the win. Cutter for the job, because Tobias really does need a friend. I don't want him to see. I don't want to see him talking to pictures of Tori every week. Like, as much as I love Tori before, she dead, she gone, and I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want Tobias to be like crazy like that. Anyway, so Tobias is also surprised that Black Lightning and Thunder showed up, and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck does Black Lightning want with Khalil?" And that's when Tobias starts putting things together the way other people should have. And he's like, "Oh, Black Lightning showed up when the Pierce girls were kidnapped at the Seahorse motel. And then he showed up at the school when the girls were in danger. And now he's showing up again." He's like, okay. So Tobias has figured it out. Now he doesn't say exactly what he thinks, but obviously he knows Jennifer is Jennifer Pierce. So yeah, Jennifer and Khalil done fucked everything up. Tobias knows who Jefferson is now. So what's he going to do with that information? Yeah, like what the hell is Tobias going to do? What's his next move going to be? Is he going to go after land? Well, he said he doesn't hurt mamas. So maybe he won't hurt land. Maybe he'll just kidnap her or something like that. Who knows? I'm excited to see what Tobias is going to do next, though. I've been waiting for somebody to figure out, like, yeah, Black Lightning came back to rescue these two girls for some reason. Black Lightning is always going to show up for these two girls. So yeah. I want to know. I cannot wait to see what Tobias is going to do next. And that is the end of the episode, you guys. Cutter is still on the hunt for Khalil, and like I said, she cut him. So this should be really interesting coming up with the mid-season finale next week. And Black Lightning isn't a part of the Elseworlds crossover, so yeah, Black Lightning is done until January. I don't know when in January either. I believe it's coming back on a new night. I don't know which night that is though. So hopefully it is a new night, because The Gifted has also switched time slots. The Gifted is on Tuesdays at 9 now. So yeah, I need Black Lightning to move as well. So fingers crossed that will all happen for me. That the world will bend to my needs once again. So, yeah. If you want to chat with me, follow me on social media. I'm at NerdTrovertPod on Twitter. Use the hashtag NerdyWatch when you can live tweet with me. I live tweet Black Lightning and The Gifted, and all of the other shows that I watch. So, yeah, follow me there. On Instagram, I'm at The Introverted Nerd, and like the Facebook page at facebook.com/TheIntrovertedNerd. And if you have any feedback you would like to send me, send it to theintrovertednerd@gmail.com. So until the next episode, everybody, the mid-season finale. Bye.